Welcome to the second episode of Fess. On today's episode, we will be talking about the usual, health and fashion. And we also have an interview that's one-to-one with the co-owner of Black Links Entertainment, Mr. Wagan Fai himself. Of course, we have your entertainment news, that is Lubes on Hotcakes. Stay tuned.
Seriously? I'm sure you've had this before. But the majority of women out there are wearing the wrong bra size. This may seem like no big deal, but it is actually something you should probably be thinking about before you buy your next bra. The wrong bra size doesn't just affect how your boobs look, as it turns out. Wearing a bra that doesn't fit you correctly can result in a whole slew of side effects that are really not fun. 2 in 3 women wear too much makeup. Men say they prefer natural look. Putting on eyeliner, mascara, foundation, and lipstick is part of the daily beauty routine for millions of women. But many are being heavy-handed with the contents of their cosmetic bags in the mistaken beliefs that it's what men want. A study has revealed that 2/3 of women cake it on for the opposite sex, while 3/4 of men say they actually prefer the more natural look. Almost 40% of men think most women wear too much war paint. A survey of 1,000 women and 550 men for beauty brand found that almost 1 in 10 women wear makeup solely to impress the opposite sex. Half do their face almost 1,500 times a year, and 2/3 will spend just 3.5 weeks a year makeup free, researchers found. But too much makeup was the top turn for men, 45%, followed by fake tan, 33% of men, bright red lips, 5%, and false eyelashes or thick eyebrows, 4%. But over half of women say they feel better with makeup on, and 28% lack confidence without it. Emotional eating. We don't always eat simply to satisfy hunger. We also turn to food for comfort, stress relief, or as a reward. Unfortunately, emotional eating doesn't fix emotional problems. It usually makes you feel worse. Afterward, not only does the original emotional issue remains, but you also feel guilty for overreacting. Learning to recognize your emotional eating triggers is the first step to breaking free from food craving and compulsive overreacting and changing habits that have sabotaged your diet in the past. If you've ever made room for dessert, even though you've already full or dove into a pint of ice cream when you're feeling down, you've experienced emotional eating. Emotional eating is using food to make yourself feel better, eating to feel emotional needs rather than to fill your stomach. Using food from time to time as a pick-me-up, a reward, or to celebrate isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when eating is your primary emotional coping mechanism, when your first impulse is to open the refrigerator whenever you are upset, angry, lonely, stressed, exhausted, or bored, you're just stuck in an unhealthy cycle where a real feeling or problem is never addressed.
Wagan.
Yes.
Can I call you
Mariam.
that, or should I say Abdul Karim Wagan Fai?
Whichever
You have a
please.
beautiful name.
Thank you very much.
Now, we go straight to Black Links.
Yes.
You don't want to be called the manager, so we say the co-owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or should I say co-founder? But that also raises questions because originally it was X Miles and Blazer.
Yes, I'm not even the co-founder, but presently a co-owner of Black Links.
So
yeah. It started out at a Lender Hand Society with X Miles and a whole lot of other guys. I think I wasn't even in the country then. It was just boys thing, you know, just falling in love with music and just trying to do something about it. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't there in the very beginning, but then when I came back, kind of spoke to X and found out we have a lot of common interests in music and all of that.
So you just kicked Blazer out? What happened with him?
That's a funny way of saying it. Kicked him out. No, I think we went to a point. The working relationship just kind of wasn't very smooth. We definitely didn't kick him out. I think he just kind of didn't feel like he fitted in anymore. Kind of walked out, if I may call it that, you know. But then it was a funny position we were in then. I think him walking out at that moment, he felt that was the best for him. Because I personally feel he felt threatened by me.
Why?
I don't know, I guess.
You cannot say I don't know because you just said that, and that's a loaded statement.
Yeah, I mean, just the way I work and the way he works, and we were working with, we had affiliation with Pisces and Africa Lions, and I think at that moment he felt he wanted to be more affiliated with Pisces than with us, so I think he kind of walked out.
But if you were also affiliated with Pisces, wouldn't that also question his loyalty?
Well, at that moment, we had that affiliation, Black Links, One Tribe, and originally I was a part of One Tribe when I was in the United States. Then when I came home, Pisces introduced me to X-Miles. I felt at that moment, you know, business-wise, I had more in common with X than with Pisces. Pisces was already relatively established. So I kind of went over to Black Links, and I think Blazer wanted to go over to One Tribe. He made his move, I made my move, and
that's the decision you're happy with?
Man, no regrets.
Wagan, as the co-owner of Black Links, I know you do heavy promoting, but where's the A&Rs? Where's the image development teams? Where is the publicist, you know? Because I asked that because in December 2011, you did an interview with The Point. And these are your words. You said that you were aiming to develop Gambian music industry. And these are very key things that artists need.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey. I think the development is not going to happen overnight. We're working on all those things, but then I'm not going to pick up responsibilities that we know we cannot handle at the moment. I think there have been a lot of development over the years. We have a studio, sound system and the DJs and all of that. So all of those development, you know. But we'll eventually get to the label, to the A&R and all of these things that you're talking about, inshallah, in due time.
Now, speaking of studio and the music itself, Raz Askia,
yes,
he made an accusation that was, my jaw dropped. He said that you guys are basically destroying Gambian music. He said you're basically promoting rap mbala, which does not exist in his world. Because I guess where he's coming from is that rap itself and mbala itself are two separate genres, and they don't even have a strong hold on Gambia yet. And now you want to focus specifically on rap mbala. What does it do to those other genres?
No, I never said I was promoting rap mbala. And by the way, this accusation you're talking about with Ras Askia, as of late, we've mended our differences.
You smoothed things out.
Smoothed things
Good to hear.
Yeah. All right, I'm more personally concerned with music. On our platforms, be it from Fila to any other platform, radio, TV, anywhere, I'm not so concerned about a genre, because I don't think Gambia, as of now, we have a genre that we can call our own. You know, all of these are just things that we're learning. And I mean, everybody's has a right to their opinion. Doesn't mean your opinion is right or it's wrong. Just as I have a right to my opinion as well. But also, I have my ideas. When I'm trying to execute my ideas, I put all my powers in them. I mean, I think if you have your ideas, you want to execute them, so be it. If my ideas outshine yours or vice versa, do what you have to do to get yours to that platform. And going back to that, I mean, I think we don't discriminate against genre. If you're doing music and it's good music and we feel at that moment it serves the purpose, we'll definitely roll with you.
Okay, now you mentioned Fila.
Yes.
Would you say sitting here now, 2015, you're 100% content with what you've done with Fila and the open mic itself?
I wouldn't say we're 100% content. There's always room for growth. Over the years, I think each of programs has had its impact, relative impact, if I may say, for what it's worth. You know, but then with time and technology, you have to learn to grow. So as a business, overall, Black Links, everything that we're involved in, we're also slowly trying to adapt with the times. And I mean, you cannot move faster than your environment. If you move too fast for your environment, you become irrelevant as well, because you no longer count. But then neither can you move too slow. So you have to move with the times, keep up with the world, but also keep up with your immediate surroundings. How does the saying go? Think global, but act local. Something like that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, if you were just another local out there in the streets looking into Fila and the work that you've done from Black Links, what would you criticize yourself?
I'll definitely first off give us a little tap on the back. Say, you know, you've managed to come from 0 to 1, but now what does it need to be what is it going to take to go from 1 to a 9, you know? So with that, I think man, it's kind of hard to critique ourselves, but we need a lot of work done, you know? People from outside might look at us and of course have their own perceptions, some negative, some positive. Us being inside, we still see a lot of shortcomings and things we can improve on, you know. And
like what?
Production, particularly, I think for right now, that's one of my major headaches, production, with everything that we're doing. We've gotten to a point where we've attracted, you know, the audience. The crowd is now gravitating to the work, but it's no longer just about pulling the people. It's about production, stepping up your production, you know, going back to what I said earlier, thinking global but acting local. Now we have the local audience. We have to find a way of tapping into that global audience, and tapping into that global audience is definitely going to take a better production, if I may say that.
Okay, now speaking of the audience and the masses you've been able to pull, let's take a look at the clip from the Open Mic Festival. Now the open mic.
Yes.
How many years?
7. Going
7?
into it's in the 8th year.
8th year. It started at the Christian Church Hall.
Christian
barely
Council,
100
yeah.
people.
Yes.
Now you're pulling 20,000 and then some.
Santa Yala, Yalna Yala Heb.
How does it make you feel knowing that you and a partner were able to draw this much with so little to work with?
I don't think we're going to take all the credit. It's a big partnership with so many other institutions, you know. It's just putting heads together. I think you have a common goal, common interest, and everybody sees that potentially they can benefit from it. So we feel, I don't even know how to express that feeling, you know. Man, open mic is X Miles' baby. he gets so excited when, yeah, it's just a wonderful feeling. Yeah.
Now, touching back to emotions, it is no surprise that, even X-Mile said it, it's no surprise people are going to question what you do. They're going to feel some type of way about it, especially with the list. Yes. I know it's a process. Yeah. I know you have to go through the monthly one.
Yes.
Every last Friday of the month.
Yes.
You have to go through that stage first before you can stand on the big stage.
Certainly.
Now, with the people that have been through that process, and some of them do not always get to make it to the festival because perhaps they haven't created enough buzz. They have not, their songs are whack, let's be honest, right?
Certainly, a lot.
But why do you still have key main artists repeatedly on that stage? Then it becomes for profit because you're only dragging the crowd, because they can drag the crowd. But what about giving chances to fresh faces for the festival? All the time there will at least be 3 key people that are guaranteed to be on the stage.
And who are those 3?
I wouldn't say, but you know who I'm talking about.
Well, all right, keep in mind, there has never been one artist who has been on every open mic festival list. And every year, we make sure we bring in 2 or 3 new faces.
And there's no sort of bias or nothing.
Trust me. All right, I've told different people, all right, I think with anything, there has to be rules. And credibility matters a lot. I think if you want something to grow, that credibility is what people get to see at the end of the day, and when people know deep down in their hearts, like, look, man, at the end of the day, this was the best. This was for the best, for what the purpose is serving. I think people get to respect that. I can assure you there's no bias, because I have no direct affiliation with any of these artists. And the funny thing is, with every list, there'll always be somebody who will mention another 10 names who are not on the list. And then I say to myself, okay, had we gone with this 10, obviously this other list we have would not be there and someone else would complain. So it's inevitable. Somebody's bound to complain. You're not going to be able to please everybody. But we look at the production and what best serves the interest and purpose of the event, and that's what we decide to go with. Mistakes will get to happen, but that's human nature.
And for those that feel that the people that get to make it, well, some of the artists that make it on the stage are quite mediocre.
Like I said, every fan feels like their artist is the best, and every artist definitely feels like, look, man, I'm the best. But all right, when you pull in those kind of numbers, you want every artist who goes on the stage that people first off can recognize and sing along to their songs, and you have to have that buzz. Radio, TV, I mean, people just have to know you and be able to sing along to your song. You don't want to go to a big event and introduce a new song, so if your song is not known, you yourself as an artist are not known, I'm sorry, work a little harder. Like you said, we have the monthly ones and we have other procedures that you got to go through to get to the big stage. Work your way up the ladder.
Now, a number, how much money did you make this last one? How much? That's what I want to know.
Certainly, I'm not going to tell you that. But enough to pay all the bills and have a little something.
I heard you made $1 million, if not 2. Wagan, where's the money?
Ask the artists who got paid and the band and the stadium.
But you got paid.
Of course I got paid. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. What do you expect? When you go to work, don't you get paid?
I hope so. Do I get paid?
I'm asking you.
Of course.
Exactly. And what do you do with your paycheck? Take it home, right? Exactly. So what do you expect me to do with my paycheck? Go and give it to donation, charity? Black Links is not a charity organization. I mean, we're playing our quota in the development of Gambian music and arts as a whole in the Gambia. So I don't think anybody will deny that. I think it's fair to say in the past decade, as far as music is concerned, no other institution has contributed to the development of Gambian music and if I may even say the arts for that matter, as much as Black Links has. So
yes, we know you do hook up contracts with studios so that they can be artists can be signed on to these studios that they can work with.
A whole lot of other things
But,
that are not seen.
Like what? Because I would love to believe that you've taken money out of your pocket and sponsored one person's studio session, because we know it's not.
Trust me,
it's not cheap.
I've sponsored videos, songs, a whole lot of other things, but I don't need to sit here. I think, I mean, when that guy gets developed, it in return helps me. You ever heard the saying, helping you helps me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think we're all in the same field, we're all in the same boat. You know, me helping you is just like me rowing the boat so we can all get to the destination quicker.
And do you think we would ever get that late 90s, early 20s golden era where we had Punjabi, the Fugitives?
Those days are gone. I think, yes, it's nostalgic when you think about it, listen to the songs. We're trying to learn from them, you know, tap back into it. With the open mic, we've been doing that, trying to bridge that gap, bringing back, you know, a legend every year, you know, to learn from them, see, because they built the foundation. Eventually, I think we might not get that exactly, but we could get something that even surpasses that and surpasses our imagination, inshallah.
Now, name me 3 key artists, all genres, that you believe have that longevity feel.
Manding Mori, G, and the third artist, I gotta think about that one, but I know those 2 definitely. Benjamin.
So G,
Benjamin,
Manding Mori,
G,
Benjamin.
Manding Mori. I think, of course, they still have a lot of work and a lot of growth to do, but they have the potential. It's just a matter of harnessing the potential, and surely I could bank on those guys.
Thank you very much for coming on Fess. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, and if I may confess, one of the best interviews I've had in a long time.
Thank you, Aga.
Thank you.
A toddler disc jockey fascinates South African fans. Johannesburg. At first, it seems like a fluke. A 2-year-old playing with the knobs and buttons of a sophisticated music system. Yet, the tiny boy is in control of the big beat of the bass heavy house music. He is South Africa's youngest disc jockey, DJ AJ. At a shopping mall appearance, a crowd gathers around the young boy as he bops his head to the beat, his large headphones slipping off. Adults whip out their cell phones to capture the moment, while children just stare. Aratubi Lukwen is still learning to put together words, but the toddler is already able to select and play music from a laptop and has become a viral phenomenon on South Africa's social media. DJ AJ has nearly 25,000 Facebook fans. His newfound fame has brought special appearances and sponsorship deals many older DJs dream of. But celebrity has also brought some criticism, and some accuse his parents of abusing, profiting from their child's precocious ability. "I'm not going to exploit my child," said his father. DJ AJ's parents will not allow him to play in clubs or at parties. Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Angry neighbor storms catwalk at Kim Ellery opening. A furious neighbor has marred the opening of Night of Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week by storming the catwalk as renowned Australian designer Kim Ellery was opening her show. As the Fashion Week veteran wrapped up her 20-minute show inside the industrial hangars of Evlick's Carriage Works, the disgruntled local made his way through the VIP section, past the media pit and onto the catwalk to confront the designer. The techno-acoustic had proved too much for the neighbor who had arrived in the middle of one of Australia's most prestigious catwalk shows to make a very public noise complaint. He was overheard screaming at security, "You have no respect for local community. The noise is way too loud and this is a disgrace." Ellery spotted the man at the end of the glitter-filled runway and moved swiftly to avoid making contact. Nelly arrested for weed, plus meth, guns found on his tour bus. Though he once sang, "Light it up and take a puff, pass it to me now." It's likely that Nelly is regretting his most recent take. The rapper's tour bus was pulled over in Tennessee. The bus was originally stopped for not having the proper Department of Transportation sticker, but when cops smelled weed, they decided to search the vehicle. Police told TMZ that they found a bag that tested positive for meth. They also found a small amount of marijuana aboard the bus. Cops also found several guns, presumably without the proper permits. Nelly's lawyer also told us weekly that there was allegedly a small amount of MDMA that was confiscated. Nelly, 40, was booked on felony marijuana possession charges, and his passenger Brian Jones was arrested for possession of handguns.
Thank you for joining us on Fess. Don't forget to tune in to the next episode. Keep it locked.